Okay, this thing going. Okay, here we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. David Swampy here. I'm doing a video for, oh, excuse me, sorry, didn't mean to burp. I'm doing a video for Aboriginal Studies class course, and the subject for today is the medicine wheel. Okay, now, I did originally try to write it down, but my mind just went blank when it came to writing it down, so I figured I'd make a video instead. Anyways, here we go. The first question is, I have made a connection with my culture because... Now, there's various answers I can give to that, but the main answer is because I basically want to learn my way of life, the proper way to live, like, as being a Native American. I mean, well, Native Canadian, we're not really Americans. I gotta get off this, get my head straight. Okay, main reason why I want to, hold on, turn off this TV, it's just reflecting off my eyes, you can see it. There we go. Okay, the main reason why I want to learn my culture and everything else is because I want to have something I can teach back to my children myself. Like, I just recently found out I'm half Bobtail Cree. Well, actually, I didn't recently. I found out like maybe 2 years ago. Anyways, that's off subject. Okay, next question is, I have a better understanding of the medicine wheel in relation to my learning because, well, basically the medicine wheel is a spiritual thing. Like, it has many uses. Hold on, I got some notes here so I don't ramble on about nothing. Anyways, I have notes here about the medicine wheel. Sometimes it's called a sacred hoop. Some tribes call it that. It's used for health as well as healing, and embodies the four directions: Father Sky, Mother Earth, and a spirit tree. That's what I read. I'm not too sure what that means, but and it can also be artwork. It can be a physical construction, like, you know, medicine wheels made out of stone. It's been around for centuries. Like, it's been around way before I was born, before my mom was born, before anybody in this world, before anybody in this timeline was born. And the movement is clockwise, or in most cases sunwise. Like, it follows the way of the sun. Basically, you could say it just simplifies the way of the sun, and it also goes with the moon, sort of. I'm not too sure about that part. Okay, next question. Number 3, the four directions of the medicine wheels have values associated with them. How do you connect to that value, and how do you see it in your lives as a BVC student? Well, both as a college student. Let's get my flashcards. Okay, there are various meanings to the colors and the directions. Various meanings I've come across are, some people say it's the elements of nature, you know, fire, the sun, the air, the water, and the earth. Other people say it's stages of life: birth, youth, elder, or in some cases adult, and death. Some other people also say weather, and changes the seasons of the year, i.e. spring, summer, fall, winter. The aspects of life: spiritual, emotional, intellectual, physical. Animals: eagle, bear, wolf, buffalo. That's the ones I'm aware of, but apparently there are other animals out there. If you can name some, go ahead, feel free. And the last representation I was taught was ceremonial plants. There's tobacco, sweetgrass, sage, and cedar. So now on to the next question. 4. What math functions used in this? What math concepts do you see in a medicine wheel? Are there shapes? Are there numbers? Other math functions used in a circle. Explain how you made the connection. Well, the obvious connection is that. Hold on, let me just fix this here. Okay. Obvious connection is it's a circle, right? And the first connection I got out of that was life is a circle. The second connection is that all the elements are broken up into squares, which that could be math-wise. Like you can bisect this circle and make it into 4 squares, and each 4 square, as I mentioned earlier, represents whatever you feel that you want it to represent. Any math-wise things? I guess you could say that. I guess you could say you could have to have certain calculations to make a medicine wheel in real life. You know what I mean? Like you gotta calculate the distance and the length of the circle, how far apart the triangle should be, like basically simple stuff like that. Like I'm not a technician, so I'm not going to get all technical on you. It's kind of cool. Anyways, so yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, number 5. The medicine wheel represents gifts that came from the Creator. What gifts do you feel the Creator has given to you, and how do they apply to your life as a student? What gifts do I feel the Creator has given me? I'm an excellent reader. It's one. I'm a great storyteller. Like I could just tell a story right off the top of my head. 2. I'm a great listener. That's probably why I have such big ears. I always wondered that growing up. Like, a lot of people made fun of me growing up as a kid. They always used to say I had big ears. They used to call me big ears. But like I said, later on in life, I eventually found out what these big ears would be used for, listening. So yeah, I'm a good listener. I can't really say I'm a good teacher. Some points I can teach. Like when it comes to technical stuff, yes, I'm a good teacher. But when it comes to math and proper English language techniques and stuff like that, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. But yeah, those are my feelings on being what's the question? Getting sidetracked here. Sorry, just question 5. Oh, gifts for the Creator. My greatest gift I got from my Creator are my children, though. My kids, my daughter and my son. Well, my son and my daughter. I can't really say daughter and son because the son's older than the daughter. But yeah, those are my greatest gifts I've gotten from the Creator. So, next question. 6. The medicine wheel helps people balance themselves. How have you found balance in your life as a student and with your family? Balance. Define balance. Actually, I do know what balance means. I'm just joking around. Well, one thing going back to school has taught me was that one of the main reasons why I came back to school though was because my son was debating on dropping out of school, and at the time I wasn't in school. I was still working at my sister-in-law's, being a caregiver for their son. Anyways, he brought up a subject of, I can't handle school, Dad, I want to drop out. And I said, don't drop out, son. These days you actually need an education, blah blah blah, to get a job, blah blah blah. The first thing you look on your resume these days is if you have schooling and how far you went in your schooling. If you don't have the proper amount of schooling, they won't hire you. So I told him that, and then what he said back to me kind of irked me because I couldn't say anything back to him. He said, you dropped out. And I was like, oh my God, I knew that was going to come back and bite me in the butt. But yeah, I basically want to come back to school to prove to my children that no matter how old you are, you can go back to school and finish your courses. But like I said, I'm rambling. Let's get to the point here. Okay, now 7. The medicine wheel represents change, equality, unity, and change. Why is change in here twice? Off topic. In relation of all creation. How has this manifested itself in your life as a BVC student? Well, as I mentioned before in question 6, like, I'm just basically doing this for my kids, for sake, and for my sake too, because I want to get a better job, you know, like, I wouldn't mind having my own cooking truck or something like that. Yeah. 8. The medicine wheel can provide a sense of direction and purpose to people's lives. How has the medicine wheel given you guidance? Okay, I'm going to go back to these things. What the medicine wheel represents, the 4 signs. Basically, I have to agree with the aspects of life point of view. I don't know which tribe says that it's the aspects of life, but there are various meanings to the colors on the circle, and it's spiritual, emotional, intellectual, and physical. And spiritually, when I go to school, my spirit feels enlightened, like it's happy to be there, it's proud, it's glad that I went back to my education. The emotional, same as the spiritual, like I just get all happy and giddy when I'm in class sometimes. Although there are some days when I get stumped on something and I have one of those days, but I tend not to focus on those feelings. Intellectual, yeah, it's fun. Like, you get to talk to your fellow students. I mean, granted, there are some there that don't acknowledge you because they're basically there to learn, but there are some students there that have fun and actually want to meet people. Physical, we don't have physical education in the school, so I don't know how this would affect me physically. I guess the physical could be that I wake up early every morning now. I never used to be a morning person. Like, I usually, before I went back to school, I used to wake up at like noon, maybe 1-ish, 2-ish. I was a heavy sleeper. But yeah, that's basically how I feel about that. Next question. Nine. The circle of the medicine wheel makes connections to different types of circles. Name some of the circles and how you fit in them. Basically, I already did that with, I think it was question 2, and 7 and 8, I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to skip that question. 9. 10. The medicine wheel is a circle with no beginning or no end. How does your coursework differ? How is your lifelong learning similar? Well, unfortunately, unlike the medicine wheel, our courses do have a beginning and an end. So basically, I'm here from January to May for this semester. So that's my beginning and my end. Basically, I want to start at the beginning, gathering up as much knowledge as I can. Start at the beginning, and then end off with all this knowledge manifested inside me. Like, I basically don't want to sit there and be dumbfounded when somebody's talking all I guess I can't really say brainiac-y, but like, you know, smart, like with these real big intelligent words. I actually want to understand what they mean when they use these said intelligent, huge ass, sorry, big words that I don't understand, and I basically want to understand, a bit deeper understanding to life itself. Okay, 11. Dramas. Okay, well, I guess 11 I can't really do on here because unless I can draw it on the screen. But it says I have to draw a medicine wheel, so I don't know. You tell me, Bruce, when this is done. If you're done watching this, when you're done, look at me and tell me if I have to draw something. Anyways, yeah, this is my video. Before I end off this video, I'm going to end it off with a riddle. Okay, there are 30 cows in a field and 28 chickens. How many didn't? Think about it. Have a good one. How do you shut this off?